So word is that James Gunn's going to start working on the next Superman script when Matt Reeves goes into production of the Batman in January 2026, and is rumored to be World's Finest. Finest was a comic book featuring Superman and Batman. So if that's the case, and we get Superman and Batman in this, that'd be fantastic. The question is, who's going to play Batman? Because it's not going to be Robert Pattinson, I don't think, because he's busy with the Matt Reeves universe of Batman. So some people say, well, James Gunn might go unknown. But I like this idea here, man. Let's make Henry Cavill Batman. Now, Henry Cavill was Superman. He was the Man of Steel under Zack Snyder's universe of Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman and all that stuff. So he was Superman, and he was Amy Adams was Lois Lane. I was never a big fan of those films because I love Amy Adams and I really like Henry Cavill. I just don't think the script was that great. The script that James Gunn did for David Corensweat and Rachel Brosnahan for Superman should have been the type of script that Henry Cavill had with Amy Adams when he did the Man of Steel, but it didn't work out that way. So Cavill thought DC was screwing him over because he wanted to play Superman, but they kept on jerking him around. And then he left, and then The Rock came in. He played Black Adam. He brought back Cavill at the end of Black Adam. Black Adam tanked. The Rock was kicked out of DC, thankfully, because I like Dwayne Johnson, but no, he shouldn't have any control over DC at all. And then James Gunn took over, and people thought Henry Cavill might come back as the Man of Steel, but he went with David Corensweat, and David Corensweat has been a fine Man of Steel. But if you're looking for a Batman, I definitely would go with Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill was excellent in Mission Impossible Fallout. It's like, this is what's after the DC films. It's like, man, he is so good at this stuff. And Henry Cavill can play the older Batman. Listen, Ben Affleck was a great older Batman in the Zack Snyder films, and he should have had his own Batman film. And I think Ben was going to do his own Batman film, but then James Gunn came in, he scrapped that idea, and he brought in Matt Reeves, and that created the Batman with Robert Pattinson, and that was the right move, even though I think Ben Affleck would have been a fantastic older Batman. I still think they could have done both films. If you bring in Henry Cavill, it does a couple of things. One, it's James Gunn saying, like, my bad, dude. Like, we treated you bad before. We know how much you love DC and Superman, but what about this? You could be an excellent Bruce Wayne, and he would be. So it's a mea culpa on James Gunn's part. Him and Cavill and Corensweat actually kind of look alike, which is kind of interesting because in the cartoon, Batman and Superman looks kind of, Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent, Batman and Superman, they kind of look kind of similar. So you can have that going on, and I think that'll be so fantastic. You bring Cavill back into a fold. He would be an excellent brooding older Bruce Wayne, and I don't know if that would be a one-off or there'd be more Superman movies, but whatever. What do you think? Do you think? Could James Gunn go reach out to Henry Cavill and bring him back as Batman Bruce Wayne? And would Henry Cavill do it? Or do you think James Gunn's going to go for an unknown actor? Which he could do because it's less cost. I mean, you have to pay Henry Cavill. If you had an unknown, you don't have to pay for this person. And if they're younger, they're tied into like 5-6 films. I don't know if Henry Cavill wants to be tied into a lot of films at this point at his age. And back in the day when Christopher Nolan was first doing the Batman Begins, there was talk about Henry Cavill playing Bruce Wayne, but even though he never officially auditioned. So Henry Cavill belongs someplace in the DC universe. So should they bring back Cavill? Should they get an unknown? Or is there another actor you think should play Batman that's a known actor that would be a perfect Bruce Wayne? Let me know.